Stream is joddery as anything. Stream's awful.
You'll be trying to start up, hasn't he?
That's awful, mate. That is... yeah, that's awful. If you can hear us, FX, stop the stream and lower the settings, bud. Oh, seems to have sorted it. We're not live yet though, are we?
Yeah. Live.
Are we really? Right. Well, now we've sorted out our admin there. Good evening, everyone. Tiger here from RWB International. Welcome to tonight's race, a 45-minute race around the Salzburgring in Austria. Here with me in the commentary team, two other members, of course, the indomitable Speed Demon. Say hi, Speed.
Hi, Speed.
Oh, there he goes again. Speed, of course, is our resident alien. Some say the only way to speak to him is by clicks and whistles, and that if you turn around 4 times whilst having a shave, he'll appear behind you. I don't know. All we know is he's called Speed. And we've also got Gabsy with us. Gabsy is going to be our trackside. Gabsy will be taking your questions or queries in YouTube, so do please post any comments in there or anything that you want passed on to us, and he'll make sure that we get that. So we're just now starting qualifying. 19.5 minutes of qualifying to go. Got loads to talk to you about tonight. This is a Group 5 race, 45-minute race. There is a mandatory pit stop, of which the tyres must be changed, and very likely, as we're looking at Mark Bean in that beautiful Zach Speed Capri there, very, very likely that they will probably have to have a fuel change. What can we tell you about where we are? Well, this is Salzburg, which is known as the Salzburgring, in Austria. Beautiful Austria, probably the most beautiful country I think in the entire of Europe. Absolutely fantastic. And this particular circuit is a very long circuit, very narrow circuit. It's let's see now, 2.6 miles long, 4.2k. Just 8k east of the city of Salzburg in Austria, and as I said, very long circuit because it's shadowed either side by the valley. But a really nice circuit, built in the 60s, late 60s, and since the 60s, it's hosted all different types of events there, ranging from all the different touring cars at home and of course international bikes, MotoGP, superbikes, single seaters, F2s. And the old F5000 actually, single seaters. And there are very short runoff areas in this particular track. And as a result of that, over the years, and as cars have become more powerful, Salzburg has sort of dropped off of the international racing scene. We're just watching, I think we're watching now, I think we're all watching Audi there. No, we were with Rodders, beg your pardon, we were Rodders. So yeah, so what have we got? 17 minutes left of the track. A little bit more about the track for you. Speed, if you could just pop up the track map so everyone can see that. And as I said, at the end of the 1990s, roughly around about there, it was actually relegated from the international track scene to national events. You can see the track in front of you now on the stream, and you can see what I mean by when I said it was a very long, thin, narrow track. And you can see that depicted in Race Room, the sim that we're using tonight, with a valley either side. About the end of the 1990s, it was pretty much relegated from the international track scene because of the runoff areas. There weren't enough runoff areas, and as a result of that, it dropped down to the sort of national levels, as I said. Since 2008, several occasions it hosted one-off international events, but these have been very few and far between. So since 2015, you're more likely to see concerts, track days, public events, driver training, believe it or not just race driver training, but also rally driver training and normal driver training for the National Driving Licence of Austria. You're more likely to see these sorts of events at Salzburgring now than any of the sort of historic or any of the sort of racing of yesteryear. Saying that, though, they do have historic racing here where cars are less powerful and the runoff areas are appropriate for the power that is being put down to the track. Ironically, last track fact for you, and that's that Salzburg is now more famous for its annual Electric Love Festival, where everyone has a lovely love-in and they all sing and dance and rave to electric music. Over 180,000 people gather around this track from 60 different countries. So there you go, that is Salzburgring. The group tonight is Group 5. These are rear-wheel drive monsters, Zaxby, Capri and a few others, but to tell you about those I'm going to hand you over to Speed. So Speed, over to you. Do you want to take us through some of the cars?
Yeah, hello guys. Like Tiger said, we're in the Group 5 cars, the early 80s monsters with dramatic bodywork, you know, lots of power, lots of turbo lag, and just some good fun old school driving tonight. A lot of stick shift cars. So yeah, to start off, we've got BMW 325 Turbo, which is in the hands of Rick Binnersley tonight, as everything's going AWOL on the race director side. Yeah, and also we've got a Chevrolet Corvette, which is in the hands of Rodders. We've also got another Chevrolet. We've got a Dakota Monza, which I wonder if John's in. I think John's in that car. Yeah, no, that's a different Chevrolet. No, that is the Monza. We also got a Fab 935, which I think is based around a Porsche. I think Paddy's in that tonight. We've also got a Nissan Silvia Turbo, which the Norwegians racing tonight. We've also got a Nissan Skyline, as my web page decides to reset itself. And also we've got the legendary Zaxby Capri, which I think we say 70% of the people are gone for tonight. So you've got Dave Crew, you've got Cos, FX, Mark Bean, and Charger in Zaxby Capri. Yep, power ranging from 650 up to 1,000 horsepower, all rear-wheel drive, variance difference of weights. 90% of the cars are turbocharged, so you're expecting 4 or 5 bar turbo pressure, which generates huge amount of lag at low speeds. It's all about keeping the RPM up and driving through the turbo lag at the start. So yeah, I'll hand back to my esteemed colleague Tiger. He's getting any more information.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, thanks for that. So there's a rundown of the cars. I'm sure some of you have either raced these or not in Race Room. Fantastic group. My own personal favourite is, well, you're looking at it, it's the Zaxby Capri, of which I held the world record on the Lakeview hill climb for about 10 days before it was reset. Thanks very much, Sector 3. Yeah, fantastic car. Very, very tail happy, as they were in real life anyway. The late 60s and early 70s, just coming out of the Mark 1 into the Mark 2, they used to put a bag of cement in the boot of the car to keep the back end down. Do you know that, Speed? Did you know that, Speed?
No, I didn't.
You know what you do now, and you've got to be very, very old to know that, I can assure you. But they certainly did. Certainly with the Mark 1 and Mark 2 Capris, bag of cement in the boot, handling sorted. Yeah, fantastic cars, fantastic rundown. So what is tonight all about then? Because RWB, as you know, we have our come along and race with us. You know our mantra: don't race alone, race RWB. We're all about a mantra of 5 points: race clean, race fair, race for position, respect each other, and enjoy yourself. If you can abide by that, then don't race alone, race RWB. Off you come. Along you come. We have our events every Thursdays, and they're open to everybody. Come and try your hand. One track, 5 cars. And if you don't know what that's about, then take a look on our YouTube page, and you'll see a video from some events that we've done previously. Every Saturday we usually have a league event, and we're in a bit of a hiatus at the minute, having just finished the 4-race league series of the DTMs and the DTM 92 and the classic cars, which was absolutely fantastic, very, very popular. 20 fields of 20 and 21 runners. Tonight we're expecting about 14 runners. Most of them are RWB members, but at the end of the day, anyone is welcome to sign up. How do you sign up? You go over to our website, World Wide Web Race, rwbracing.club. You'll see the link to Discord. Click on that. You'll come into the Discord channel, watch the video, which will orientate you, and then the rest is obvious. Anyone with an RWB tag will be able to help you from that point forward. Tonight's race is a one-off. So 45 minutes, as I said, mandatory pit stop, 4 tyres, and very likely they'll have to do some fuel. Now, question for you, Speed. What would your strategy be around here?
Oof, caught me off guard with that one. I think it will be just try and be clean. Obviously, you're going to make mistakes. It's a H shift car, so you got to be wary of your downshifts, not over revving the engine. They're not got the best brakes in the world. It is a high speed track, so you are going to be close at high speed, so not put yourself in dangerous situations. You always got that pit window to fall back on, which opens up. Is it 10 minutes before? 10 minutes after the start and closes 10 minutes before the end. So you can play your strategy right. If you're stuck behind someone, pit early, get out of that window.
These things happen. There's nothing you can do about it. It doesn't just happen with RWB. It happens everywhere. So yeah. So what do we got? 50 odd seconds left before we start the race.
Time being, Paddy's got the pole position, followed by Evil and Rodders and Rigel. So you look at that, you got what, half a second, 6 attempts covering the top 5. And I think they're all in different cars as well. I don't think it's the same car. So it's going to be a close race, this one.
Yes. Yeah, so we've got 117.7 with Fidelity in the lead there, and that Fab, and that 930, down to 120. So yeah, as you say, I mean that's 80, 90. It's 2.5, 2.5 seconds, isn't it, between all 12 of them? I mean that's fairly significant. Welcome back to everybody that's in the stream, and welcome back to 6 people watching in the stream at the minute, which is great. You're all welcome. We had a little bit of a technical hitch there. Apologies about that. These things happen. Crikey, it happens to BBC, let alone RWB International. So, but we're back on track, and that's all that matters. And we're getting ready for the race, as we've got a 5-minute warm-up, which is just as well, enables us to sort of bed in and settle down. And we'll use this time just to remind you about RWB International, who we are, what we are. RWB means Racers Without Borders. We're genuinely non-prejudicial. We don't care how fast you are. We don't care whether you drive with a controller or whether you drive with your eyeballs like Speed does. All we care about is that you race clean, fair, then for position in that order, and that you respect people and that you enjoy yourself, essentially. We've got plenty of stuff going on during the week, pretty much every night at 9:30. And we always have at least one league going. It doesn't matter what your flavour is, whether that's race room and the cars in race room. Currently dabbling in R Factor 2. Gabsy and I run the RWB Dirt Rally 2 league. We've got some really exciting stuff there. So yeah, don't hang around. Don't be thinking you're going to have a great race in the public lobbies, because I'm afraid it doesn't work like that. You've got to be able to find like-minded individuals and enjoy your time with them. As we now 3 minutes 40. I wonder whether we can just jump in the pit with someone, Speed. Let's jump in the pit with Paddy. Do you want to let's pop up the track map.
I'll go through a lap with them.
Okay, over to you. Well, we'll do it when it comes down the pit straight, shall we?
Yeah, hand up.
Just while Paddy's coming round the last loop there, that's a parabolica there. What's a parabolica, Speed?
Continuous radius corner.
That's right, yeah, it's a circular continuous radius, yeah. So, Paddy's coming up to the straight. Speed, I'll hand over to Speed. Speed will take you through a lap of Salzburgring. Over to you, Speed.
Yeah, just coming out of the last corner now. Get right across the left-hand side as you're coming across the line. They'll gradually come to the left. Spot your braking point, usually around about the 150-200 board, depending on how good your brakes is. Down to probably second gear. Clip the curb on the right, clip the curb on the left. Come out. Try not to get too much wheel spin with the turbo lag. Going into this corner, this right-hander very dips down a lot. It's a lot of camber, so you can run in a bit hot. But you wanted to try and keep the inside so you can get a nice, easy run out onto this back straight, which is very important, as you're probably hitting close to 300 kilometers an hour, which is about 180 mile an hour down this straight. Just slowly, just putting minimal amount of steering in, trying not to scuff the tyres. It's around about this point where you're hitting max velocity, probably go down 1-2 gears into this really fast right sweeper. Try not to run wide and clip that grass, which will suck you off into the barrier. Come down, probably down to second gear for this right-hander. So the long right-hander, keep it tight to the right so you get the best line through this last chicane. Get closest to the tyre barrier as you can. Think about just setting yourself up for this last corner and get back on the power as early as possible for another drag down the straight, and that's the lap of Salzburg.
Bloody marvellous, thank you, Speed. You won't get any better than that. Speed, amongst others in RWB, is exceptionally fast and well known in the sim racing community. But to be frank, no one out there is slow. No one is slow. They are exceptionally fast, and there's a reason why I'm commentating. I used to think I was fairly quick. No, these guys are quick. But don't let that put you off. Do not let that put you off. You know, there's nothing better than racing with people who have got good racecraft skills and know what they're doing, because you will just get better and better. 32 seconds to go before this race of 45 minutes around this wonderful track in Austria. As I said, 2.6 miles, very narrow. You've seen that. You've got the valley looking down it, so great circuit for spectators, no question about that. And we need to remind ourselves of the running order. I think it was Paddy that stole pole position. Second, I believe, was Evil. Wasn't it Evil? Speed?
Yes, it was either Evil or Rodders that was second.
Yeah.
The other one was third.
Okay, in the garage now, 53 seconds, and this gives them time now for a quick cup of tea, quick toilet, quick whatever, but they need to press race and get on that track ready for the race. You'll know when they're all on the track because a timing board will come up on the left-hand side as they all now form on the track. This is a really good race. I'm really looking forward to this. One-off. It's a one-off race. It's not part of a league. There's an X17 league coming up on the 24th of August. If you fancy your hand and open wheelers and you want a long-term sort of commitment over the next few weeks, then come along, as they're all now on the track. All 13. Welcome back, FX, and thank you very much for sorting out the issues with the stream. Excellent. And they're away. Good. So, little bit of a... Oh, and we've got a problem there. And I'm willing to bet speed. I'm willing to bet... do you think a yellow will get called for that?
I think it should, whether it's getting called or not.
I think it has. Okay, so to inform you, okay, we have a policy where if there is a crash before the first corner, then the drivers can call a yellow flag. They will all apply their pit limiters, stay in the positions that they're in, and they will catch up. That will only happen on the first lap, and will only stay into effect once they've all caught up. All of these drivers now are in the same comms channel. They have comms rules, you know, they're not chit-chattering to each other as such, but that comms channel is there so that they can hear if anyone has a big problem. Now, clearly off of the start like that, that's just going to ruin somebody's race if indeed that isn't sorted. Now, that's not to say this happens all the time, it's just to get us going so that the rest of the race can be enjoyed. These are very difficult cars to control in real life and around here, as they now are away. So Evil leading them with John Haig second, only 15/10 of a second behind him with Rodders and B. Great view there. We'll keep it on auto director for a while as we can see them sweeping around. And the fact that these cars aren't spinning off all over the place, despite the fact that we've had that first problem when we started, is just testament to the skill of these guys, really, especially in the Group 5's, probably the hardest group to control in my view. You know, you are essentially racing on late 60s and early 70s chassis here, with anything up to 600-700 horsepower, as you heard earlier on. I think the Fab has got 900. Is it 900 on the Fab speed?
Yeah, it was 900 brake horsepower. I think it was Paddy that ended up spinning around at the start there, because he's dropped all the way back to 10th position now, but he was in 13th position at the restart. So it just looked like he got a bit too eager on the all throttle off the start and just wheel spin. Ended up doing a donut on the start finish straight, which is something usually reserved for the end of the race when you're doing your victory lap.
Yes. Riding with H-Tune on the dashboard there, just looking at Audi, and I'm looking at the timings now. I'm going to let's see what we can see here. Looking on the back of Rigel towards Mark Bean. Mark Bean in the other Zaxby Capri. Rigel is also in the Zaxby Capri, as we see Mark Bean just go on the inside there.
Now Rigel's in the...
he's in the Daytona, isn't he? Yeah, oh
Monza.
sorry, Chevy Monza, yeah.
Very similar looking cars. The only way you can tell is by the front bonnet. Very much, the Chevy's got a big scoop on it. I know when we went on board with him earlier, you could see the intake, the throttle body on top of the engine through the windscreen.
Yes. Looking at Rigel then, John Haig, he's just gone through the MCO chicane and he's coming now to what is called the Semperit curve. So this is the Semperit curve, entering now the first of two parabolicas, a corner of equal radius. He goes around the apex, as we just see him extend away there, which is known as the Knockstein curve, as he now comes into a fairly fast straight, which of course then, as you can see, just where the front car there enters that corner, enters what is known as the Fahrerlager curve. Now if you were a curve and you had to have a name, what better than to be called a lager curve, Speed?
Here.
It actually translates in German to be storage basket. So I don't know whether you want to be called storage basket or not, but actually it's referred to by most people as simply paddock bend. Little bit of a chicane, then back onto the straight again. So really, on the outside of it, a really simple circuit, but it's not. It's not a simple circuit because of the fact that it's quite narrow. You've got two parabolicas. There is a bit of off camber on both parabolicas. And of course, when you're in a car like this that is heavily reliant on huge horsepower, straight line speed, not so much on the handling, you're dicing with death. No question about that. This is a sim. Imagine doing that in real life. Okay, looks like someone's called a yellow. Something's happened. Madley off the first corner we just had from trackside. Let's click on to Madley. Looking at Madley now. Madley in the Fab, in the 930 there, in the Porsche. So clearly I was wrong. They are going to call the sort of major incident yellow flag if indeed that happens. I'd like to see that not all the way through. Otherwise, any sort of lead that anyone is going to create is then going to be lost. And we'd see the damage to the front of his car there.
I think they agreed upon calling yellow flags for the turn one, because if you hit the tyre barriers in turn one, they don't move like they do in real life. So you hit them and you just end up being stuck in the middle of a corner, and if you're in the mid pack and you've got 7-8 cars behind you, you're just going to cause a massive ruckus. And obviously, call yellow flag, stabilise the race, allow people to go through there, not moving positions, allowing the person that's caused the incident to regain control of his car, drop to the back, or wherever he manages to slot in, and then get the race back going again like we have now.
Yeah, okay, well I think that's fair enough then. So we've basically got a situation where turn one, you've got an immovable object. Immovable object and a vehicle at speed equals, certain chaos. So that's good then. All the drivers have agreed that. So they've got that yellow that they can call if indeed that happens. That's the second time we've seen it happen, and that's a good bit of collaborative work in there by everyone out there, so hats off. As we just see there, Mark Bean go wide, and he's going to lose that position, I think, to Rigel, who will exploit that surely. No, Bean just kept it, but Rigel, if I know one thing from the time of being with RWB, Rigel is an exceptional racer, and that is a really nice little group of four there. Despite the fact that yellow was called, look how tight they are together, and the fact is it didn't take long, did it, Speed, for them to sort of extend away?
No, it didn't. Obviously, they must have the yellow must have been, the green flag must have been called as some of the cars were still in the middle of the corner onto the back straight. So obviously they were caught out that they couldn't go to full throttle as early as the guys that were on the straight.
Yeah. Trackside report, Madley and the crew are fighting. they're fighting. So they're fighting pit side. Not sure how they're doing that because Madley's out in the track. There's Madley.
I think he's on about Dave Crew.
Yeah. He's on about Dave Crew.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Madley and Crew. Madley and Dave Crew. Trackside, yeah, we've got Gabsy trackside, so he's got his own independent views. He can move around, he can see something different to the stream, and he gives us that additional situational awareness. We've got 13 cars out there at the minute, but that's invaluable when you've got 25. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on the timing board. Currently, it looks like we've got 2 groups. This lot here, we just can't take the camera off of this. Some fantastic racing there.
Paddy's made up some ground. I think them 2 yellow flags have helped him out a lot. Obviously, he was down in 13th position, and he's up to 5th at the minute. Obviously, I think he's got a good straight line advantage over most of the field. So I think even though he's got all up to these guys now, I think it's going to be a tough for him to pass at the minute. They're not exactly running slow.
In the pit with Rodders then. Rodders opted for the Chevy tonight. Is that the Chevy?
Yeah, it's the Corvette.
Corvette, yeah. Just a huge monster of a car, isn't it? It's almost like the GTR against the... as we see Evil just getting out of shape there. But he manages to hold it.
I think it's one of the few natural aspirated cars in this field. I think there's the only 2 the Corvettes that are naturally aspirated. I think everything else is turbo.
Rigel on the inside there, right alongside Bean. But Bean is in the ideal position for this Parabolica here. So Rigel's just pulled away there. That Jägermeister Capri is just stunning. My favourite colours, orange and black. There's a bit of black on there, I think. Beautiful. Best looking car out there, isn't it?
Just in the Jägermeister logo.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, Evil then in the lead on lap 8 as he crosses the line there, on it like a tramp on chips, with the rest of them so close they could all have a little reach around in that group of 5 there. My God, I would not want to get into bed with that 5. But as we see Mark Bean just get out of shape there. Rigel's exploited that, fantastic. Rigel is now through into 2nd place. Bean in 3rd, with Rodders in 4th in that Chevy, and then Paddy in 5th. Paddy has climbed his way up. Let's jump in cockpit with Paddy. Paddy is in the, what is that? What is he in?
In the Fab 935.
Fab 935. Yep, the 930 series, 935 Fab. Paddy had that accident at the beginning there, was right at the back, so Paddy clearly knows this track very well and comfortable with the handling of the Fab to make such a difference. So very fair play. He's taking Bean there, I think, or he's certainly looking at taking him on the inside, isn't he?
Yep, just giving a bit of racing room. Obviously they're getting a bit tight coming out of this.
A little bit of door scraping there. Yeah, bit of door scraping. These guys are good mates, they're good buddies, but when they get out there, they are not mates. They are racing companions. They still go by the racing clean, fair for position, respecting each other and having fun. But, bottom line is that their racecraft is top notch, some of the best that there is out there, there's no question about that. Very rarely is there even a door scrape. Quite interesting, these 2. Worthwhile staying on these 2 for a while, I think. Paddy very close to that Capri. What sort of time do you think they're going to be coming in for a pit stop, Speed?
Well, the pit window's open now, so it all depends on how comfortable they feel at the minute. Someone like Evil and Rigel might just stay out there, They've got plenty of space around them, and they're just driving their own race. Where someone think, like Mark or Paddy might want to jump in because they're having quite a big battle.
Oh, we just seen. Who's that? It's Mark Bean. He's gone off. Yeah, we just seen Mark Bean. He's just lost his position from 3rd to 5th. I think he was lucky, wasn't he, Speed, to lose 2?
Yeah, he was also lucky to get away with no damage there. I think he just, scraped the wall. Might have took a couple of winglets off, but other than that, he's got away with it.
Yeah. Now I'm looking at that front group now, and they're started to, create some space. They've got no man's land of about a second between him. So let's have a quick rundown now. We've got Evil in first position. His last lap was a 1:18.356. Then we've got Rigel, John Haig, Rigel in the is the Chevrolet Daytona, I think. Then in third place we've got Rodders, one of our honchos, in the Corvette, currently running third with a time of 1:18.7 is his quickest. Fourth we've got Pedality in the 935 Porsche, clearly very comfortable Paddy in that Porsche. Paddy is my Pavlov buddy, but I you know what, I can only handle him once every 2 weeks because he goes on, oh god, it's always silly o'clock in the morning. So anyway, Paddy, I look forward to our next Pavlov session. Mark Bean, in the best car out there without question, is currently down in 5th. Justin Madley, my buddy from Project Cars 2 race group, and shout out to all those guys. We can see Madley there in the damaged 935. Cosmetic damage is on, but is mechanical damage on, Speed?
I'm not too sure. I never saw it in the setup screen for the event. It could well not be on, it could just be cosmetic damage.
Probably makes sense with these monsters, I think. Dave Crew then. Dave Crew running 7th with his quickest time of 1:19.6. Now look, Dave Crew is a very, very capable racer. Always very, very consistent, always puts on a good show, and is a really, really conscientious racecraft specialist, I'd say. He's really very, very good. To give you some sort of idea, he's 1.6 seconds slower than Rigel in first position at the minute, in the same car. So that gives you some sort of idea of the speed that's happening at the front there. We will come back to have a look at the rest of the pack, but let's go and have a look at Rigel in first position now, as we lost him taking first. Right next to him, as you can see, Evil right behind him in that beautiful Capri there. Not as nice as the Jägermeister, but very clearly Evil, Rigel on it like a Dalek on dustbins, because you can see there he's extending away, isn't he, from him? Already a second.
Yeah, I think that Corvette Monza he's got such straight line speed. I think he had over 20 kilometers an hour quicker than the exact speed behind him with Evil across the start line. So I look at that, I think.
As we see, Rodders just takes second there, yeah?
Yeah, Rodders hit for nearly 300 kilometers an hour down that straight compared to Evil's 280. So I think that Zach's been struggling for top line speed, but he's better under the brakes and into the corners than everything else. So as he closes right up onto the left and gives him a little kiss on the rear end into that corner.
Kissed his rear end. Oh, fantastic. Not only have we got racing, we've got a bit of man love going on out there as well. Yeah, you're right about that. The Corvettes and the Daytonas and the 935s have got long legs, haven't they, by virtue of those huge engines. But as you say, the Zaxby, very, very nimble in the corners, and lots of low down torque and low down power. They've modelled that absolutely fantastic, haven't they?
Yeah, I think he's one of my favourite Group 5 cars to drive. And I do drive them. As we had Paddy run on a bit there on the braking into that right-hander. It's clean straight.
Okay, from trackside then, we're going to flick camera now. Apparently Audi, who's driving in the Nissan Silvia, I think that is, Audi had an off. Thank you for trackside. Clearly we missed that. Yep, and confirmation for you. Damage is off. So any damage, such as we've got on our friend Madley, is purely cosmetic only. So damage is off. Back with the top 4 now. Looking back from Rodders. Looking back from Rodders to Evil. Evil very clearly wanting his position back. He's had a fantastic series lately, hasn't he, Evil?
Yeah, I think he's stepped his performance up lately. I know he was going through some stuff. So I think he's, got his focus back, because he was a very quick driver, a few months back. And then I think he's lost his focus for a time being, obviously real life issues and stuff. And obviously now he's getting his head back into the game, and doing very well for himself.
Evil just won our 4-raid league in the DTM 92s and the classic cars, and he really commanded that, didn't he? And racing against Rodders and CSAM and Rigel. I mean, these were really quick guys. I mean, granted, speed, I managed to pull you in the commentary box for that session there. It would have been lovely to see you out there, but of course I wouldn't have had the joy of your company, would I? I always enjoy having your company in the commentary box, but we very much look forward to seeing you race out there at some point, Speed. But usually you find the track empties very quickly when you're out there, don't you?
Yeah, I'm just trying to step back from racing. Obviously, when you've been exposed to 15 years sim racing I've been doing now, you kind of burn yourself out once in a while, and you just need to take a step back. And obviously with this adventure of the commentary starting in RWB, I thought, I'll sit in the commentary booth for a bit, give some knowledge and some dulcet Yorkshire tones in the commentary box to people.
And you are younger than me, which means that you're the one that makes the tea. Or Gabsy makes the tea when he pops in, doesn't he? When he's running around out there. We'll be looking forward to some more info from him. We've got a channel on YouTube, and we've got he's in there, probably chatting to the guys in there, and of course he's got our Discord channel there. Fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look at Rick Binnersley in the BM. That's the turbo, I think, isn't it? BM turbo.
Yeah, it's the 320 turbo.
Yeah, beautiful.
Very beautiful car to look at. Another one in the Jägermeister paint job. So you'll be creaming yourself over that.
Yeah, I am creaming. You're absolutely right. Rick Binnersley just past H-Tune. We missed that, guys. Apologies. Let's go back to the top 3. Looking on the back of Rigel, we can't really. Rigel, Rodders, and Evil. They're all within 1.1 second of each other. We know Rigel has exploited the opportunities, as Rigel will. We know that Rodders is consistently fast, bordering on being an alien in my view, and he too, by virtue of that, has now bumped himself up to second. Evil was leading in that beautiful Zach speed back there, but of course you could see just the power of these two American muscle cars just extending away down that straight away from that Zach speed, and then look at the Zach speed. Look at the Zach speed close up there as we go around the parabolica, right up him, hanging out of him like a bad case of Delhi belly on a holiday in India. He is right up the chuff of the Chevrolet, the Corvette even.
Yeah, I'm expecting Evil to close up close enough to give him a reach around into some of these corners with the superior grip of that Zach speed. You just see, just closing under braking into this corner. And you'll see this Corvette in front just pull away, close back up on the brakes. It takes a different line to Rodders around here. Maybe a late apex, try and get carry some mid corner speed, get on the power as early. coming up the straight, you just see it just ever so slightly sneaking out of that corner, just pulling on him, just pulling. You'll see around this second
look at it.
lap.
Yeah,
Second
and look behind him. Look at Paddy. Look at Paddy there. Oh, wow, fantastic move. Little bit dodgy, but you know that's a race. This is a race. They're not out there knitting. They're not knitting scarves. This is a race. That was a fair move, would you not say, Speed? A bit dangerous, but a fair move.
Yeah, it's not very often you see overtakes made. Evil does a lovely overtake in the middle of the corner, showing the strengths of that Zach Speed. But as we look at the minute, there's only two people. As Rodders goes into the pits, as I was just about to say, we've only had two people take the mandatory pits at the minute.
Now that's a very good point. Now let's go on to the pit strategies. We'll keep the camera on Evil. We'll keep the camera on Evil because Paddy in that fab. You know, we're coming onto the long straight here, round this parabolic. He takes him on the inside. He's got the inside. He's got to go defensive. Zach Speed. That is so quick, isn't it? That Zach Speed around there.
Yeah.
But watch him now. Watch him take him along, coming along this part here, which is a fairly straight, fast bit. He will have him, but the Zach Speed will stay on the inside, i.e., being Evil. But he's already got it. He's already got it. It'll be interesting to see whether Evil can get him with better handling, perhaps. Yeah, there we go. Better handling coming into the next parabolica. Yeah.
Yeah, he just saw Paddy just run ever so slightly wide, just catch the grass, just get the corner back to Evil.
Through the chicane down to the pit straights. Is Evil going to come into the pits, you think? There he goes.
All three of them pits on the same lap.
Yeah. As we watch Rigel coming in.
He must be wanting to cover off Rodders that pitted on the lap before.
Yeah, as Rodders has now pitted and he is in 5th position, but everyone in front of him has now not pitted or in the pit. So Rodders is out in 5th position. Fastest lap at the minute is a 1:17.9. 1:17.9, which was by Paddy. 1:17.9, Christ, that's going some.
Yeah, I think that's a couple of attempts quicker than what they managed in qualifying as well. So probably a bit of slipstream helped him along the back straight. Because now we've got John Rigel that's taken the lead after the pit stops.
Yep. We missed that. Sorry, boys, we missed that. Madley action. I'm just seeing now. Madley action. Looking at Madley, he's just taken their Audi. Audi will be. Oh, he will not be happy about that, will he? Oh, but as we watch Audi now, getting out of shape, coming down to the Ostschleife, which is East Loop. East Loop. So, what do you think Nordschleife means? Speed.
Full loop.
It means northern full loop. Ostschleife, East Loop, Nordschleife, North Loop. On the wing with Rigel then, as we see the blue demon that is Rodders in that American muscle car. How big is it? What sort of engine is in there, litre wise?
Well, I think back in these days it was 8 litres, wasn't it? Something like that. The one's actually small. Obviously, Rodders has got Charger behind him. That's one of the 3 drivers that's not fitted yet. So obviously, just try to eke it out as long as possible. Try and make up, time where he's got clean track around him. As we've got Madley coming into the pits again.
No, that was Audi. Back onto.
So.
Yeah, it was Audi. Sorry, yeah, and I flipped back onto Madley, who's now back up to 5th position. And Madley is in no man's land now. He's got 2 seconds to Evil in front of him, and he's got 13 seconds behind him. So Madley is in no man's land. As we go back to Rodders, back to Rigel, because these two are battling it out now. Don't take the camera off these two, because it's likely they'll just stay like this for for some significant time. I'm willing to bet, and at some point, Rod, just by his presence there, putting the pressure onto Rigel. But Rigel's a cool character, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very cool, but it looks like Paddy lost a load of time in the pit stops. I don't know whether he had to put a few more litres in than everyone else, or he just generally just messed up the pit strategy. But he's lost a huge amount of time, close to 40, 50 seconds behind where he was, because he was racing with the top three, when they went into the pits, and so he's down in 8th place now.
As we see Mark Bean there overtake FX. Mark Bean in the orange, Zach Speed, FX in the blue and black. Shout out to FX, well done for getting the stream back up and running and being out there and racing as well. That's bloody good effort. Mark Bean got some time to make up now. As we flip back to the front again, watching Rodders now, and with Evil has caught up significantly. Evil and Charger. Onto Charger now, side by side these two. Beautiful Capris, both Zach Speeds. Some seriously close racing there. Very, very good. Love to have seen Charger go through there. We haven't given Charger a shout out tonight. Who else hasn't had a shout out tonight? Cos, I think we were with Cos earlier on. FX, Paddy, I think everyone's H-Tune, yeah, where's H-Tune, fantastic, look, he's in 6th. H-Tune was in 6th, he was in 12th earlier on. Let's see H-Tune, he's in that green and yellow Zach Speed. Again, beautiful, it's just the best car there, no question about that in my view.
It's the Jamaican Zach Speed team.
The Jamaican Zach Speed, good grief, you want to have a quick beer or something or other in a Jamaican bar and jump into that, I can assure you.
Yeah, it seems like you said, Manley has been in that no man's land lately for quite a few races, and it, just not got quite the speed to keep with the top few guys, and obviously got a bit more speed than the mid pack. So he's just generally in that no man's land. But obviously doing a great job for himself, getting good points, having good races, not making many mistakes.
Yeah, now for anyone watching this now at the minute, forgive me, I haven't got the stream up, but for anyone watching this now, or for anyone watching this on part of our channel later on, here's a challenge for you. Load up Salzburg, jump in one of these cars. We've already given you a lap time, 118.6, 118.2, well in fact 117.9, that's been the fastest around here. 117.9 with a full tank of fuel. See how you do in a Group 5 car, because that is fairly significant. Some of these speeds around here, this car handles, this group handles like a brick. There just is no handling really, it's just all power, isn't it?
Yeah, like we said earlier, that the American cars are all about power, straight line speed, and maybe sacrificing the corners, where you got the Zach Speed, the BMW that are good in the corners. So obviously we've got the good points and the bad points, and at the minute we've got two American cars, just driving away from Evil at the minute, even though he's catching them, a couple of tenths a lap. But with a 5-second deficit to cover, I don't think he's going to make it, with the time less, unless John and Rodders start battling a bit.
Yeah. Now we're riding with Dave Crew at the minute. We'll keep an eye on the front two guys. There's some no man's land between position 3 and Dave Crew, who we're currently running with in 10th position. This group here, these two having their own little battle. There. I'm watching very closely also Pedality, who's climbing back up into 8th now.
Yeah, also Dave Cruz is the last one that needs to pit, so he should be coming into the pits, either this lap or next lap.
Yeah, I just realised that, He hasn't pitted, has he? FX then will go past him and will take that position. Really very close watching at the front there. We've got some eyes out there. Fear not. But just staying with this group of 4 here for the minute. As does Dave Crew come in now? And who's that's gone off there? That's Mark Bean, isn't it? That's Mark Bean's gone off. It is Mark Bean. What a shame. What a shame. Mr. Bean has hit the wall. That's a big shame. He was doing so very well. Such a shame. Oh, and we've bloody missed the important stuff at the front, bugger, which is that Rodders has taken Rigel. Rigel obviously had a problem. He obviously had a problem. We missed that. We missed that. I had a fly on my monitor and I don't like flies.
Yeah, that's unlucky for Rigel. Him and Rodders are having a good battle there.
And I missed it. We missed it.
It looks like Evo may have got slowed down a bit by the accident that John had, because obviously he's dropped down to 6 seconds behind Rodders now. So it could have been that Rodders got the pass done into turn 1, and obviously John's just run a bit wide. Maybe clipped the barrier, got on the grass and spun out. We don't really know what happened.
As we watch Charger and the Zach Speed get taken by Paddy, as Paddy storms his way through. The sheer legs of that car, as he's fighting that car, isn't he? He's literally fighting that car. But excellent move by Charger, keeping the defensive line around that parabolica, forcing power. Paddy's speed, his entry speed, made him go wide. But we know that just around this chicane it's going to start to level out, and Paddy will go past that Capri along the main straight here. No question about that.
Yeah, Paddy's still got the fastest lap at the minute, so he's definitely got the pace of the Charger. At 1.1 second difference in lap time, fastest lap, so it's just inevitable that he gets past him. Obviously, with that straight line speed, we saw him run wide.
Rodders has had a problem. Rodders has had a problem. Rodders has had a problem. Oh, come on, Rodders. Keep going. Keep going. You're in third. You've got 15 seconds behind you. That car's bent up, isn't it? That looks like one of my old. That's like my old Escort, actually, off to my rally. Every panel bent.
Yeah,
on the wing with H-Tune now, as Rick Binnersley is only 0.4 to 0.3 of a second behind in that BM. But I think the Zach Speed will have the speed. It'll have the legs on that turbo, on that 3 Series.
Yeah, we just had a message from Gabsy. He said that Rodders just generally missed his braking point and had to run on in that corner. So
that's a shame. 7 minutes 54.
I bet Evil's jumping up and down in his sim seat at the minute, being handed this race. Rigel having an incident, and then later on Rodders having an incident.
Oh, as we see, Paddy has had an off. Yeah, Paddy is bordering on losing the continuity. That Fab is such a hard car to control, though. A hard car to drive. You can see it carries so much speed into these corners that it forces him wide, which of course is a longer way around, and other people are just nipping him on the inside. But let's keep an eye out for him. We've got 7 minutes and 10 seconds left.
Close battle between Dave Crew and Audi going on here.
Yes. Dave Crew and Audi.
As well as Binnersley and H-Tune. It's like where to look.
Yeah, I'm trying to capture it all on the back with H2, and we've got to ride with these two for a while with the BM on the inside. Yeah, fantastic racing, good control there. Oh, as we just see Binnersley go out and smash up the BM. He'll be wanting to take himself off later on and smash his own head in with a hammer, because he was doing so very, very well. That's a shame. Looking on the back of the wing of Padaruti, who's now back up to 5th position. You know, Paddy has gone up and down the board like a yo-yo tonight, hasn't he? Quite extraordinary.
He's definitely made it hard for himself tonight. It's not the easiest race he seems to have had.
No, it's not. But fair play. You know, he has lost the positions, but he has also regained them as well. And as we've seen on a couple of occasions, you know, he's racing hard. He's racing fair, but he's racing hard. On the back of the wing with Charger, who has got H-Tune just behind him. Both of these two in Zach speeds. Charger's last lap being a 1:19.1. Sorry, his best lap was 1:19.1. So slightly off the pace with the likes of Evil 1:18, Paddy 1:17.9, and so on. But as we have said on many occasions, Charger is a consistent, one of these sorts of masters of turn up in a car, do a few laps, get a feel for it, do a race, and you know, will always finish respectfully. So you know, fair point to him.
Saudi's done a good job. Obviously, he's had to pit twice in this race. Well, 3 times in this race, in fact. I think. I know he pitted earlier on in the race, you know, like 1 or 2 laps in, and obviously done his mandatory pits. I think then he recalled that he went in again. So obviously he's had a dire race, but he's in P8 for the minute, doing very well.
Yes, you're right. And I've never driven that Nissan Silvia. I was going to ask a stupid question then. What's it like? But it's probably the same handling characteristics as the rest of the group, I expect. Is it speed?
I don't know. I've tried very few of the Group 5 cars. Probably the Zach speed the most, and the BMW. I don't really tend to try the other cars. You should gravitate to something you like. It's good to see people picking cars that are, the oddballs in the class.
In cockpit with Pedality, who is hunting down madly in front of him, who's also in a Fab. So it'll be quite interesting to see. Now, they're not on default setups. They were able to make their own setups. So all depends on how they've what differences they've made, and of course their own driving style and so on. But these two are level peggers, really. I mean, they're right up there with the sort of talented of them all, really. Across the board, a lot of people are in no man's land, except let's go back and have a look at Dave Crew. Dave Crew's got Rick Binnersley behind him in the BM there, a bit smashed up from his off earlier on the Ostlife, the East Loop. But behind him is the ever-wise Cos, who is what I would say, and this is no disrespect to him, slow and steady. Now, he's not a Captain Slow, he's a very talented sim racer, but you'll rarely see Cos in a wall. You're more likely to see him in the sort of last third, but he will exploit every opportunity he can. These two are fighting each other out at the end of the day. Binnersley wants that position from Dave Crew. Dave Crew knows that he's got to defend against Binnersley, and Cos will exploit it, as we just see him there do exactly that. As Cos now moves up into 10th position, and now Cos has got Dave Crew. Cos is more likely to allow people to make the mistakes and exploit it completely and utterly. And if you want to overtake him, then you better bring an A game. He's not going to give it to you. Yeah,
he's kind of the slow and steady, racing. he'd rather quit out the race than, you know, cause any issues. Cause he's one of them gents that will, you know, if he feels like he's causing, you know, issues in the race, he'll just, you know, guys, I'll park it up and I'll go and watch the race.
As we watch these two, as Paddy just takes him on the outside and a little bit sideways coming into the chicane, but Madley right behind him in cockpit with Madley. Coming along the pit straight now, as we see the Mr. Bean in the orange Zach Speed. He's had a terrible race. It was fantastic at the beginning, but he's now back in 13th position. Clearly he had an off that we didn't see. So Paddy, ever the expert on this Fab 935, has overtaken Madley also in the 935. Quite extraordinary, because Paddy is now up to 4th position. And as I said, but look, again, both Porsches taking a lot of speed into Noxon Kerr, the first parabolica of the circuit, yeah, so they're equally badly positioned on that corner, that neither had an advantage over the other. But you know, I have to take my hat off to Paddy, the way he's driven tonight. It's been quite awesome, to be frank.
Yeah, Paddy's still got the fastest lap. I think he set it a couple of laps ago, 1:17.792. Rodder's set his personal best on the last lap as well, of a 17.859. So obviously he's regained his composure from his slight off he had earlier on.
And that is the race over. That is the race over, folks. These guys are on their last lap.
Yeah, still that.
They're on their last lap now, as we see Evil coming around. Now, where is he? Let's have a look. As we see Evil there, coming around the Ostschleife into the chicane. And now a bit of an accident there with Audi and with Mark Bean, as we see Evil now cross the line in 1st position. Absolutely fantastic, well done, as he does the mandatory end of race crash or spin, as we start to see them go through. Absolutely brilliant, fantastic race. Putting it on auto director should give everyone a view as they come across the line, as we see Rodders. That's not Rodders, that's Paddy in 4th position. Some great racing out there tonight, Speed, isn't there? Just for you're aware, if you're watching a stream, whatever, on these one-offs, what we're going to do is we're going to pull a random number out, random number generator, and that number will be between 1 and 13, and we will then pull that racer into commentary with us and have a chat with him about his race. So it's not always 1st, 2nd and 3rd, which is what we do on the main leagues. If I had to choose a racer of the event tonight, and I was put on the spot, I would have to say Pedality. Who would you say, Speed?
Possibly Pedality or Audi. Both had disastrous first couple.
Yes. Yeah, I think Paddy would get it from me by virtue of the fact he set the quickest time and was at one point last, and then in the, you know, finishing the top 4, and went up and down like a yo-yo. You could argue about the consistency there, but crikey, we see Dave Crew got a 90-second penalty there, and Mark Bean, what a shame, 2 laps down, which is quite extraordinary when you consider that he was, you know, right up there at the very beginning there. But I'm sure you agree with me. That was sorry.
I'm in the random number generator. Just tell me when to stop it.
Right. Okay. Well, let's stop it now.
P6. We'll finish P6.
Not sure. I'm not sure. Someone tell us in the stream chat if they can. They'll tell Gabsy. Who was 6th? 6th was Charger. Unbelievable. We can't have him again. Quick, so another one.
Well, we said if it was the same person, we'd go, you know,
one down, didn't we? H-Tune.
Yeah,
so it was H-Tune. So drag him in. Now these boys don't know anything about this at all. They don't know that they're going to get that they're going to have a quick interview with us. We just literally drag him into the channel, and I'm not sure whether he's in with us yet. Hang on.
Yeah, he is. Just
Yeah,
dragged him
he
in.
is. Okay. Hey, Shung, very many congratulations. You are the millionth person to use the toilet tonight. And as a result, you're our special guest. You were pulled out, random number from all 13. And your number was pulled out. It was actually Charger, who we had in the last one. So it goes to the one below. So you're our guest tonight. So from your perspective, how did the race go? We saw you in a couple of scraps, which looked quite interesting, particularly with, I think it was FX and also Rick Binnersley. How did the race go for you?
Yeah, it's good fun, really good fun. It's, that's my sort of first multiplayer race in VR. I actually prefer it. I can see more sort of what's going on. No, it was a really good race. Obviously, you notice the differences in the cars, especially the braking zones and sort of going through the corners. Some people seem to look after their tyres a bit better than some of the others as well. But yeah, good fun. I got up to 5th at one point, but then I think I spun it right in the last. A couple of people went past, which is a bit gutted about. I think it ended up in 7th at the end.
Yeah, well, we saw you had two main battles. How you know, from your perspective, the battle that you had with Rick Binnersley, we were on you for a while there. How did that go? Well, we know how it went, but you know, were you feeling the pressure from him?
Yes, he was definitely. He seemed to be sort of quicker, certainly at some bit, but then coming out of the corners, I seemed to be able to gain a little bit, which sort of worked out quite well. And for some reason, I think I ended up ahead of him after the pits for some reason.
Well, I think you had an excellent race, and it's always good to talk to you afterwards. Speed.
Yeah,
Any questions for H?
Just how did you enjoy the race? You know, a bit different to what we've been doing lately.
Yeah, really, really good fun. Really enjoyed it. Really good fun. Those cars. It's just sort of trying to be ready for when the turbo comes on song. Usually catches me a bit unawares.
Yeah, and we were saying to the stream earlier on that you know, these Group 5 cars are just monsters, whether they're an American muscle car or whether they're the sort of, you know, European car made by America, such as the Zack Speed, that is slightly more nimbler in the smaller sections, but not quite so longer legged on the straights. How did you find the handling of the Group 5 car?
Pretty good actually in the end. I tried a few before sort of coming on. I found the Nissan quite big and bulky, but that one was quite nice. We sort of really enjoyed it. Sort of nice balance in that Capri. Seemed to be really good on the brakes as well.
Yeah. Oh well. Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us in here, H. Is there any final things you'd like to say before we close off?
Just great racing from everyone. Really good, really nice sort of nice group of guys to race with. So.
Well, you've just epitomised there what our mantra is, of course, racing clean, fair for position, respecting people, and of course having fun. And it was certainly clear to us tonight you had a great deal of fun out there. So good for you. Well done. Okay, well look, we're going to close down the stream. Before I do, I'm just going to say a couple more things, if I may. First of all, we've got some affiliate links. You know, do help us if you want to. Fanatec, Kingwin, Rickmatech, Greenman Gaming, CD Keys, Greek Guy, Noble Chairs, Geek Buying, Plantronics, the list goes on. RWBRacing.club. Click on our affiliate links. If you're buying something for your sim racing, get it through us and perhaps help us. Of course, it just needs me to close off. So thank you very much, Speed, for joining me with the commentary again. I thoroughly enjoyed the racing. Some fantastic racing out there. I think I would have been in a wall a few times. And so I'd much rather be watching it and enjoying it that way. So Speed, to you, thank you very much. You've been Speed.
He's been Tiger.
And of course, thanks very much, guys. Don't race alone. Race RWB. Until next time, take care now.